Hey everyone, this is Soomin Kim. Yes, I'm actually outdoors, guys. I'm actually in my backyard right now, and look at this weather. This is November in Southern California, guys, so I don't want to make anyone jealous coming looking at this from other states, but I was actually going to film indoors, but I thought to myself, hey, what the heck, the weather's awesome outside right now. So here we are. This video has been actually on my mind for over a week now. I've been thinking about it, I've been inspired to make it. I just didn't know exactly what it was going to be about, and I didn't want to make it a complete rant, but it's not news to anyone that we're currently in a pretty bad economic time in this world. Call it a recession, call it whatever you want to call it, but it's pretty bad. But what it's done is it's refined so many different avenues for people to be much more resourceful, and anyone that's in the network marketing industry has obviously felt that as well. And I'm not celebrating this bad economic time, but one thing it's done for people is actually driven the awareness of people having a plan B or creating something for themselves. And the same people I would speak to 2 to 3 years ago who absolutely believed this idea of job security and having an employer actually look out for them and their needs of their family and themselves is an absolute joke, and so regardless if it gets better or not, people are always going to be much more aware the opportunity does exist for plan Bs and home-based businesses. And so what I found is, if you look now, we're really entering a new wave of network marketing. I mean, it has come to a point where I believe in the next 3 to 5 years and on after that, it's just going to be a way of life. Now, whether you work at a grocery store or whether you're an accountant, whether you're a network marketer, it's just going to be a way of life. And so that's what we're going into, and that's what we're headed for. And that's an exciting time for anyone that's involved in this wonderful industry. But what it's done is a couple things. It's really refined the industry, and I feel like we're in really the precipice of some great refinement in this industry. Now, it doesn't take from the fact that still the two most important things, or the two most drastic reasons, or the most prominent reasons people do fail in this industry is I do believe people still quit way too early, and there's just a lack of proper training and support. And when you don't have those, people are going to quit, and that's what's going to develop and really add to that failure rate. But what I wanted to talk about is how much this economy is actually refining our industry. Now, you guys have to understand a couple things. One, the business of creating a company is absolutely different than the business of being a distributor. And so it takes a ton of money, it takes a lot of capital to actually create these network marketing companies, regardless if it's a technology company or a health company or a legal company or what have you, but it takes a lot of money. And so that's exactly why the failure rate for new startup companies are so high, because regardless of how much money they have, the foundation for their actual company, it's difficult. It's really difficult. And so if you look what's happened in the past, this past year in 2010, we've seen companies like Accelerate, we've seen companies like iLearning Global, and just recently we've seen companies like eFusion. They actually turn off their network marketing program and go under. And to me, that's been hard to see. That's been hard to watch for a number of reasons, because there are a lot of good people. There's a lot of good distributors that are being really, in essence, screwed by these companies. These companies that they put their heart, their integrity, their name, their trust, their family and friends into. And so what I wanted to do is really talk to those distributors that are out there, and I want you guys to question and revisit where you're at right now and where you're positioned, because there's a couple things. If this industry is on the upswing because it's going to become a way of life, where are you positioned right now? And I believe what's happening right now, it's actually refining the entire network marketing industry. No longer am I'm not getting as much messages about new opportunity. I'm not getting as many, there's only so many new companies that are coming out now because people are becoming aware of this. So when we talk about actually positioning yourself, let's talk about a couple things, and these are just some things I want to help you guys out with. One, at this point in the game, regardless of where you're at, you want to avoid the idea of a pre-launch or a new company coming out. Okay, if you guys ever hear the term pre-launch, I'm letting you guys know right now, run as far as you can from that. Okay, all that is it's a beta system. It's just another word for saying, hey, we're going to test this out. Hopefully you guys come on board and this works out for you. And granted, such a high number of companies don't make it past 5 years. Why would you want to put that much integrity, trust, and heart into a company, when it's not established? So I think what's happening is, and by no means am I saying you have to go out and join an Amway or Herbalife or some company that's, drastically people already have an opinion of. But what I'm saying is you want to look for sustainability. You want to look for a strong foundation in a company. Now, if you guys are on the internet right now and you guys are internet marketers and that sort of thing, I really feel for a lot of you guys, because when you guys are following certain leaders around when they're jumping from one company to the other company, and going from other companies to that, and you're thinking to them, oh wow, think to yourself, wow, I want to get positioned with them so I can get good position. That upsets me more than anything, because the only ones that are making money are those select few of leaders. You're doing nothing but adding to their income, okay? It's complete BS. So if you want to continue to follow, one thing I've learned in leadership is that you can only lead a group of people to a dead end so many times. Okay? And so I want you guys to really think about that and think about where you're putting your position. Are you just following somebody over and over again? Are you just trying to get to a new pre-launch idea of a company? It's been known, and Hope 2010 has shown that that's not working and it's not worth it. Okay, because these leaders will find homes and they're going to continue to make money. But you, the average distributor, you, the new person enrolling in this business, it's just not fair for them. So a couple of tips: avoid pre-launch. Okay, look for more sustainability. Look for companies that have a complete product line, because when you have a complete line of something, it has more marketability. It's a more lifestyle marketability. I think long gone are the days now of just a miracle juice, a one-shot deal. You can only repackage a gift so many times before people start to look at it and say, that wrapping paper looks similar, it's all wrinkled. Has someone opened this before already? And that's what's happening. You can all have so many miracle juices. And so what you want to do is, when you look for marketability of a company and marketability of a product, it's got to be surrounded by lifestyle. It can't just be a one-shot deal, a one drink, and everything just revolves around one thing. And so again, why? Because we're pushing this for long term. We're not looking for just something that's short term. And I think people are understanding that. When you look at the companies that have formulated in the past 5 to 6 years that are really just a one product deal, what they've really done was they've really built their entire foundation as a house of cards. When you go out and you pay big dollars to recruit leaders from other companies to come to your company to join that and start that right away, and I know there's companies doing that right now, where they're going out and paying distributors, top leaders, heavy hitters to come to their company, bring their downline with them. What do you think that creates? That creates a house of cards. What's going to happen in 5 years when they realize their income is not similar to what it was in the first couple of years when they brought all those people over? They're going to jump and do that again with someone else. And who's paying for it? You guys are paying for it, because you guys are the one following this over and over again, trying to position yourself like, look at me, I'm so loyal, position me, so in this new company we can get. So one thing that I really want to press for people is, it's probably it's good enough time now to look for a company that's publicly traded. This whole idea of having a private company, and making income claims that as distributors you have no idea, how can you back check that when it's a private company? There's companies out there saying they made a profit of over $1 billion or X amount of dollars. There's no way that you know that. And as a distributor, it's absolutely unethical for you to go around doing that for private companies when you don't see the financial backing. What's sad about what's happened in 2010 with some of these companies that went out of business, so the distributors didn't even know till the morning they got an email. Now, could you imagine that? They didn't even know till that morning when they got this email that the entire program has been dispersed and canceled. And so when you're down with a publicly traded company, at least you can see their financials, exactly see where they're at on a consistent quarterly basis. So that should give you, enough trust, enough exposure to know where the company is headed. So those are things that are absolutely important. And I don't want this to turn into a rant, but really what it was is, I'm just sick of hearing about distributors, good people that are just following the same pattern of pre-launches, of one-shot, one-product miracle juice companies, and then on the internet just following leaders over and over and over again to a company. Guys, they're making 50 to 60 grand in 1 week from all the enrollments. But after that, who's paying for it? You guys are paying for it. You're sustaining leaders that keep jumping over and over again. So I'm asking you guys right now, just to position yourselves to start thinking about these things, so you think long term and you don't think so much short term, because what's going to happen in the next 3 to 10 years in this industry, and when it becomes a way of life, you want to be positioned properly. The last thing that you want to do is look back and say, wow, I wasn't thinking, I was just going after the hottest thing or the coolest thing, or just following this person around over and over again. So with that being said, guys, again, I apologize. This was some sort of kind of a rant. this video to be permanent. Someday you can look back at, because I'm letting you guys know right now, what you saw in 2010 will probably mirror in 2011. You're going to see some companies, some big companies that are going to be going out. They're going to be restructuring their plan, and a lot of good distributors are going to be paying for it. Okay, so I want this here so that you can always look back and say that, at least say that I warned you guys. At least I let you guys know what's happening in this new wave of network marketing. So with that being said, if there's further questions, and I'm sure there is, I'm sure I'm going to get a ton of emails for this video, but I want you guys to feel free to email me. And again, it's just my philosophy and what MLM Redemption, his entire site is about, of looking over the actual distributor, which is you. Okay. So with that being said, guys, have a great November, and I'll talk to you guys soon.